Radio, Rahim here in Sheffield, England, with none other than Michael Buffer. You know, if we're here, there's a huge fight about to happen. Michael, this has been my first time here. I know you've been to every important fight for years. So have you been to Sheffield before?
I think this is my fifth time. I've done fights here with Ricky Hatton, Nazim, Amir Khan, so been here quite a few times.
How does this match up to those events?
This is going to be a good one. This will be the first time outdoors in a football stadium, as in America, as they like to say, a soccer stadium. Beautiful downtown Bramall Lane. That's I've been told that's the way you got to say it. But it's a fantastic, legendary arena. It's kind of like updated a little bit, but it's one of these like very, very early 100-year-old stadiums. And I'm looking forward to being there. And the two main fights, the co-feature and the main event, very good fights.
You know, this is one of these fights where the real boxing heads have been clamoring for a long time. And people who don't follow the sport as much are now starting to catch on. But even Kell Brook has been comparing this fight to a lot of really legendary Englishmen and, fights that have happened here in Sheffield in the past. I think we may be in line for a classic. So you haven't seen both fighters up close and personal. For the fans who may not know both of these guys quite well, break them down for me. How do you see, like as they say, the styles make fights? How do you see the style matchup here?
Style-wise, that's hard for me to comment on. But we can look at it this way. The challenger, I think all knockouts for the last 3 years. He's 19-0, 20-0, a lot of KOs. And we all know that Kell Brook is the type of fighter that says just sign the deal and bring him into the ring. I mean, he will literally fight anybody. You know, he fought Triple G. If you told him to fight a heavyweight, he would say, okay, if the price is right, I'll fight him. And he would put on a hell of a fight. That's just the type of guy he is. I'm sure you heard a few weeks ago these rumors that maybe the fight won't happen because Kell, he had surgery after the Triple G fight. He had gone up to the middleweight limit. And now he has to come back down to 147. And then all of a sudden we see these pictures on the internet where he's just shredded as usual. You know, he trains hard, he's focused. And Spence Jr. is, an undefeated fighter. And Kell, undefeated also as a welterweight. Never lost a welterweight fight.
This is one of those fights that we've talked about many times where you wanted to see both guys come forward and come to get it, and we have those kind of fighters. That's what I mean, like stylistically. Even though people think that Kell Brook is more of the boxer and maybe Errol Spence is a slick puncher, that kind of style matchup is going to make for an exciting night, and this is the kind of fight that Michael Buffer and I like to see. We tell you this every time, so Saturday night is what we're going to get. We may get a repeat, though, of much the same kind of thing, because we made a little news. Hey guys,
that's right.
We made.
Let me get on this side over here. Okay, nuts.
All right,
we're good.
We made a little news this week, talking to Eddie Hearn about the Klitschko Joshua rematch. He's all but said it's a done deal. Are you prepared to go there and announce that kind of spectacular show again? And do we get the same kind of?
I saw your interview.
Oh.
And wow. What Eddie said is true, that a competitor like Vladimir knows that when he he dropped AJ with one punch, and then, he knows that he should have maybe tried to do more afterwards. I mean, we're talking about heavyweight power. He's still got it. There's no doubt about it. And that will be enough inspiration for him, even at the age of 42, when this rematch happens. Can never deny the kind of the way he gets himself, ready for a fight, preparations, and his conditioning, that he feels as though he can do it again. And he's got that rematch clause, so that's what makes the difference. And I think we'll get a monster crowd, no matter where it's held. We hear these stories about Dubai, Abu Dhabi, a lot of places around the world that would love to see 90,000, 80,000 fans climb into a stadium. And you got to admit, it was one great night for boxing. So maybe we can do it again.
It was a fantastic night of boxing. It was a riveting fight, the seesaw, 2 knockdowns. But like I told Eddie, I thought I got a definitive answer at the end of that fight, and I am skeptical if this thing can perform like it did the first time.
Yeah,
I mean,
you use that word, definitive. I can see your point of view, and I think a lot of people may look at it that way. But what we love about heavyweights is we know that if a 240-pound woman hits you just right, you're going to go out. You're going to go to sleep. And Vladimir Klitschko, comes in with that heavyweight punch, and that's what makes heavyweight fights compelling, is the big boys can bang.
Radio Rahim with Michael Buffer, the biggest of the big boys, the voice of boxing. An honor and a pleasure, sir. Always to see you, always to work with you. And here we are on the right side of the camera every time. Radio Rahim and Michael Buffer. Always a pleasure.